What if Hitler had won the war? The world we narrowly avoided. Close your eyes, or don't. It doesn't matter, because there will be no images here. No grainy footage of parades. No maps lighting up with advancing front lines. No CGI recreations of alternate Berlin skylines. Just my voice and your imagination. And trust me, your imagination is far more dangerous than any special effect. Because today, we're not talking about what did happen. We're talking about what could have. The world where Hitler didn't die in a bunker, sweating and screaming about betrayal. The world where he didn't lose. The world where he won. Not a stalemate, not a negotiated peace, not some half-victory where the Allies hold Western Europe while Germany keeps the East. No, a total victory. The kind history only whispers about because it's too horrifying to say out loud. So let's say it out loud. Imagine it's 1943, but not the 1943 you know. In our timeline, Stalingrad broke the Wehrmacht. It was the turning point. But here, the winter is milder, supply lines hold. Paulus doesn't surrender. He fights to the last bullet, the last man, and Stalin, paranoid, isolated, his armies stretched thin, makes a choice: negotiate. Not surrender, not yet, but a ceasefire, a pause. Hitler sees it as victory, and in a way, he's right. By 1944, the Eastern Front is over. The Red Army is shattered. Moscow burns. The Kremlin is demolished, not with explosives, but with ritual. In its place rises the Großdeutscher Siegessäule, the Greater German Victory Column, a black monolith inscribed with the names of the liberated Soviet republics. Ukraine, now Reichskommissariat Ukraine, a breadbasket for the Reich. Belarus, Ostland. The Baltic states, fully Germanized. Millions have vanished, not all dead, some enslaved, some relocated, some simply erased from records. The Holocaust is no longer a secret. It's policy, textbook policy, taught in schools as racial hygiene and national salvation. And meanwhile, the West hesitates. The D-Day invasion? It still happens, June 6th, 1944. But this time, the English Channel is a graveyard. German radar detects the fleet early. The Luftwaffe, now equipped with hundreds of Me-262 jet fighters, decimates Allied bombers before they reach the coast. Radar jamming fails. The landings at Omaha and Utah are massacres. Thousands drown under fire, weighed down by gear and hope. By dawn, the beaches are littered not with troops, but with corpses and broken tanks. Churchill, already ill, suffers a stroke. He dies in July 1944. Roosevelt, facing political pressure and war fatigue, pulls back. No more invasions. The Allies go on the defensive. And then, the unthinkable. In 1945, the United States detonates the first atomic bomb. But not over Japan. Over Königsberg. A warning. A threat. But Hitler doesn't flinch. He has his own secrets. V-3 cannons in Norway, jet-powered bombers capable of reaching Iceland, and whispers of a German nuclear program, slowed but not stopped. Roosevelt hesitates. The American public, horrified by the bloodshed in France, demands peace. By 1946, an armistice is signed, not a surrender, but a recognition. The Greater Dramatic Reich controls Europe from the Atlantic coast to the Urals. The British Isles remain independent, barely, but under a neutral, isolationist government. Canada cuts ties. The U.S. retreats into Fortress America. And the world? The world adapts. By 1950, Berlin is the capital of the world. Not New York, not London. Berlin. The Welthauptstadt Germania, the world capital, rises from Albert Speer's blueprints. Wide, soulless boulevards stretch for miles. The triumphal arch is twice the size of anything Napoleon dreamed of. The Volkshalle, the great people's hall, can hold 180,000, a cathedral of power, not faith. Europe is German, not just politically, culturally, linguistically. French schools teach German as the first language. Italian is fading. In Warsaw, children are given German names. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower flies the swastika, not as a symbol of occupation, but of order. And technology? It advances, but in strange directions. No internet, no personal computers. Surveillance is total, analog, and human. The Gestante Staatspolizei, the Gestapo, is the most powerful institution on the continent. Dissent is not punished by death, usually. It's punished by re-education, by disappearance, by your child being taken to a Lebensborn school where they learn to forget you ever existed. Africa is colonized, not just by Germany, but by a new axis, Germany, Japan, and a neutral but complicit United States. Resources flow to Berlin. Slavery, under another name, returns. And space? Yes, the Reich reaches for the stars. By 1970, a German rocket lands on the moon, not with an American flag, with a black banner and a silver eagle. The message? The Aryan spirit conquers all. You might think people would resist, and they do, at first. But resistance is crushed, not just by force, but by time, by exhaustion, by the slow, suffocating weight of normalcy. By 1980, most people born after 1950 have never known another world. They don't miss freedom. They don't know what it means. They know duty. They know loyalty. They know that speaking the wrong word can send your neighbor to the east, and that silence is survival. There are no protests, no civil rights movements, no rock and roll. Music is orchestral, martial, and controlled. Art is heroic realism. Literature glorifies sacrifice. History books say the war was a liberation from chaos, from Jews, from democracy. And you? You're not a hero. You're not in the resistance. You're just trying to get through the day. You salute in the morning. You eat your rationed bread. You send your children to school, where they learn that the Führer saved the world. And when you lie in bed at night, you don't dream of escape. You dream of not being noticed. This is not fantasy. This is plausibility. A chain of real historical decisions, a milder winter, a delayed D-Day, a stronger Luftwaffe, a weaker Allied will, and suddenly the world tips. And the worst part? In this world, no one thinks it's evil. They think it's normal. And that's the most terrifying thing of all. Because evil doesn't always come with screaming and fire. Sometimes it comes with silence, with order, with a child saying, "Heil," before bedtime, and no one remembering why that's wrong. So the next time you see a flag, or hear a speech, or feel the weight of history, remember, we didn't win because we were stronger. We won because we were lucky. And luck, my friend, is the thinnest wall between us and this. Now open your eyes. Look around. Everything you see, it almost didn't exist.